What's going on, y'all? I just got done with some back. I took a little post pump footage, whatever, to show the pump. I didn't really want to film the workout. I just wanted to spit some heat towards y'all. I wanted to spit some heat, just like in my last YouTube video. Like I said, I'm here to. I don't care if I'm speaking to 100 people. If I change one person's life, I'm doing my job. I'm just here to make an impact. And like, I want to speak up on what I was talking about at the end of my video last time about how your thoughts, in your words, your thoughts translate into your physical equivalent, and how, you know, what you think and what you say and what you input into your brain, what music you listen to, what podcasts you listen to, whatever you're putting your energy with your thoughts and your words, you're going to replicate that life. And that's what I'm saying. Like, you got to start looking at the people that you want to be, or doing the same shit as you, what you want to do in the future, and replicate what the fuck they're doing and try to do it better. But I want to tell y'all something about how literally speaking your goals into existence is real, and how you say you're going to do something, it is true. You can do it. You 100% can. I'm going to talk about a story back whenever I was in basic training for the U.S. Army back in 2019 in July, when I went in for the military. I remember leaving home and everything was a big step for me. Like, but I was going to pour my fucking all into this shit. And, coming out of high school, I'm going to be straight up. I used to take 4 shots of vodka before I went to school. Like, I was a complete fuckhead. Like, I was getting high before basketball games. I was drinking before school, trying to chasing girls the whole time. I was pouring all of my negative. No wonder I was so fucking depressed. I had no ambition and everything. And me joining the military, I wanted to be a Green Beret. I wanted to have some fulfillment. Little did I know how much of a leader I was. And I remember going to basic, and when I remember going in, like, I'm gonna fucking kill this shit. I'm gonna show, like, I'm the baddest motherfucker here. Like, I don't know what it was. And I've always had that in sports and stuff. Like, I'm the best motherfucker. I don't care if Michael Jordan's in front of me. I feel like I can really believe I can beat him. I'm just stupid like that. But I really truly believe. And a couple weeks go by, and I remember my drill sergeant, and there's about 240, we call them trainees, but soldiers in one battery. And I was in 3rd platoon, which is about 60 plus. And I remember my drill sergeant Barnhouse, he was like, he looked around, he was like, 3rd, every single year the distinguished undergraduate comes out of my platoon. But when I look around and look at y'all, I don't think any of you motherfuckers got what it takes to get DHG. None of y'all got what it fucking takes. And I'm like, I will never forget this. I remember vividly staring at him, and in my head I was like, I'm the fucking DHG. I'm going to be the DHG. And it wasn't even for, like, I didn't even want to prove it. Like, I wasn't even trying to, like, do it for the title. Like, I just knew I was, and I just knew I was a better leader and everything, regardless. I just knew I was the best, but it wasn't like I treated everybody else before me. I don't know how to explain it. It's a weird feeling, but I just felt like I was the leader for everybody. I truly did. But I wasn't going to, and I did it by my actions, just showed it by my actions. And I remember about 3 weeks in, we had a mock board, and the drill sergeant, he went through each person. He said alphabetical order, where I want you to tell me who you think the best person in the platoon is and who the worst person in the platoon is. So who's the top of the platoon and who's the bottom of the platoon. And that shit was funny because I had a couple my homies get called up there or whatever. But I'm not, it kind of shocked me. Like, literally the first three people pointed at me, and I'm like, what the fuck am I doing, you know? Like, I didn't ask for this shit. Realized I was making that much of it, like, why these people would think I'm at the top, and you could only get voted 5 times. I got voted 5 times, and, like, I couldn't even be voted anymore. My drill sergeant recognized I was the first one, but he still didn't put me at PG. I'm kind of spilling off, but he didn't put me at a platoon guide. He put me at, like, a squad leader, and he put other people platoon guide and everything. But I ended up being PG later. That's a different story. I remember saying that, and then I get voted top platoon. I didn't realize how much of a leader I was, and how much of an all I cared about was just making the motherfuckers around me better. Like the motherfuckers who were failing their PT test, I hosted workouts that night. You know, we had workouts every night. It was and I didn't even, to be honest with y'all, I wasn't even as fit and everything I was. I didn't know shit about fitness like I did. I was just athletic. I just busted my ass off, and I made up some push-ups deal. We did like diamond push-ups, all this shit, sit-ups, bro. And guess what? We had dudes that could only do 17 push-ups doing 48 push-ups by the time they were done with fucking with basic. And that made me feel good more than anything. That's kind of like when I think about it, that's kind of like the beginning of my training. But going on, I had so much adversity in but I'm not even gonna say the name, but I got choked out behind closed doors by a drill sergeant too, and he was from a different platoon. Long story short, we'll leave that for another story. We'll save that for a whole nother video. If y'all want to hear about that, let me know in the comments. But comes down to it, I'm having all this adversity. I had this drill sergeant choke me out, and then the first platoon drill sergeant was trying to get me kicked out. He didn't like me, but my drill sergeant stuck up for me. It was a whole bunch of bullshit. Those are different stories to be told. But I remember at the very end of basic, there was 2 people that were selected from each platoon. There's 4 platoons, 1 for Distinguished Undergraduate and 1 for the Leadership Award. The DHG means you're voted as number 1 in the whole battery from all the drill sergeants. You're the number 1 soldier. The Leadership Award was like basically the most recognized leader, right? That's like nobody wants to win, be second. That's second place. Like, let's be real, right? And not that was bad, but listen to this shit. I remember it was coming down to like week 9 or something, and drill sergeant, we did a mock board in our deal, and it came down to me. And she's like a sister to me. Her name's Jillian Miller. She was the platoon guide with me. Me and her were both PGs. She was the most badass female in the platoon. I was the most badass male in the platoon. She's a badass. She's like a firefighter. She was a firefighter in Redding, California, working 48-hour shifts. She's a fucking bad motherfucker. Anyways, she beat me. She got selected. Our platoon voted her to go to the DHG board, and I got voted to go to the leadership board. And that basically that is like where you sit, there's the first sergeant of whole battery and the 4 main drill sergeants. They're sitting at a table. You knock on the door, you march in, you fucking do all the proper march up, salute the first sergeant, sing the soldier's creed, fucking yell at shit, and they ask you a whole bunch of Army doctrine questions, different kind of questions, maybe like how far does a bullet travel, whatever. And you gotta be sharp and answer that shit on the spot. And they also test you about your demeanor and how you carry yourself. Well, I was the first person to go. Like, literally to do the whole mock board, including leadership and DHG. And I remember I went in there and I was like, before I even went there, I knew I was the best. I knew I was DHG. I just knew it. I was like, regardless of I'm DHG, it wasn't like, to be rude, I'm just like, I'm better than all these motherfuckers. And it's weird saying that as a leadership position because you're there to serve. I felt like I was the most concerned, sir. I felt like I was the best person to serve. I felt like the best person to set the example. I just truly thought that, and I tried to prove it by my actions. And I sure went in there and proved it. I went, I remember marching in, I sang that shit. I spoke straight from the balls, you know what I'm saying? Like, yelled that soldier's creed. I hit every single question. And the drill sergeant from 1st Platoon, that he was trying to get rid of me throughout the cycle. He was trying to get me day 0 recycled. Those are different stories, but I answered every single one of his questions, and I'll never forget it. He fucking hated it. I could see it in his eyes, right? When I was answering them and everything, I got told to get dismissed, and we wait about like an hour 15 minutes for everybody else to go through because there's 8 of us. And after everything's done, I remember we're all sitting out in the drill hall, And they tell us to file in. They're like, file in, and we all file in into the room, and we, from, you know, a single file line, and then we right face to the table. And First Sergeant sitting there, First Sergeant Badger, and he looks straight at me, and he's like, Montez, you're gonna be my student first sergeant. You're my DHG. Every single one of y'all fucking suck. This man, he's like, this man right, this young Montez, he wasn't even supposed to be the DHG, and he's getting the DHG. He fucking outsmoked every single one of y'all. Not one of y'all could light a candle to what he did and how he performed. So Montez, you're gonna be my student first sergeant. And I remember going into that room, before he even said that, I knew I was DHG. I don't know how to explain it. I literally don't know how to explain it. And telling you that story, I should have told you more about the journey and how I harnessed that. Like, I woke up in a strict regimen every single day. I woke up, of course, you're waking up at 4:15 in the morning. I would wake up, immediately say my prayer, go do my, and I would say my prayer. I had this picture of my dad, a couple quotes from him. I'd read that, reflect on that. I'm representing him. I'm here to fucking kick ass. And I would always I would always just be like, let's go, another day, another dollar. Like, things like that. When the platoon was all down, it's early in the morning, I was always just fucking, I don't know how to explain. I was locked in every single day. And I was so determined at just taking the bull by the horns, leading the example, setting the ones for the runs around me. And then to where I was so obsessed with just trying to be the best. And being the best was taking care of everybody else. Being the best is not being the best for yourself. It's being the best for the ones around you. Like, literally, we are literally what Wes Watson says. He says, I believe we're like instruments. Our bodies is a vessel, and we're instruments being supposed to project out and transcend out to ourselves to the world. I truly believe that. And that's what I did the whole fucking time. You know, with the workouts, through, you know, talking to dudes in the corner, crying about certain families or whatever it was. You know, for instance, I remember there's this kid named Mailbox. That's a story I'll tell you why he got Mailbox. But he basically ran into a fucking mailbox and we got in trouble. Anyways, I remember he was getting bullied, basically. People were telling him to shut the fuck up and shit like that, whatever, and treating him like a little piece of shit. And I was like, hey, I remember I made everyone take a knee. And I went one through one. I said, you know what? Everyone take a knee. I want everyone to go one by one and explain, why did you join the Army and what is your purpose in life? And you want to talk about an eye-opening situation to all these people. You know, some people want to go to, I didn't know what I want to do to college, whatever, yada yada. It came to a few people in a platoon, but Mailbox was one of them. I'm not gonna say his name, but he literally mentioned like how he was homeless. His dad kicked him out of the house. He was living under the bridge. He was walking to McDonald's and he was living in a fucking homeless shelter for about a month or two right out of high school. He said, fuck this shit. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to live this life. I'm not going to live at this low. He's like, I'm going to take the bull by the horns. I want to join the military, become a combat medic. And he did. And he's doing it right now. Dude's like an E5, E6. You know, got a good thing going for him in the Army. But it's all about perspective. And, you know, and that's what I was doing, because I knew about him, but not everybody else did. So I gave him a chance to say it himself. And it's all about just being there for the ones around you. And I poured that energy every fucking day to be the best. I knew I was the best. I didn't have to say I was the best. I never said it out loud that I was the best. I told myself inside I was the best, and projected from my action, transcended to try to make everybody around me the best. And that energy and everything just harnessed itself, and I showed it right when I walked in that mock. I wasn't even supposed to be DHG, but guess what? I still walked out, the first one to lead the fucking pack, and walk out and get that DHG award. Now, and that was, even though I was 18, that was a huge eye-opening part of my life. Yeah, it's just a basic training award or whatever, but it showed me the power of your mind and how you can achieve literally fucking anything if you just have a pure burning desire backed with great divine faith and backed with action. I had a burning desire to be the best, and I had divine backed faith that I was the best. Even when I was leadership, I still did not deny myself, even when I got selected to go for the leadership award. And then I had the pure backed by action, the work every single day, treating everybody the best I possibly can, trying to shape the ones that fucking around me, talking motivational all the fucking time. I would get some people like would be like, oh, like, you know, some clowns be, oh, Montez is another motivational speech or whatever. But 90% of the people were fucking engaged. Those 10%, whatever, they just didn't, you know, they didn't like what I was saying, because I was saying was true. You know, I call people out, and that's just really, I know it's kind of a little short, long story, but that's what I wanted to share with y'all, is like that shit is fucking possible. Like anything. And that's what it, like, and I won't lie to you, like I like that skill perished for a little bit, especially when I got out of the, you know, I got out of the military, you know, or especially when I was in it during COVID, like I got lazy and all this shit, and I lost my fucking, you know, all that lockdown, I lost my discipline. But it's all about, it's purpose, man. You got to have that fucking purpose, and I think, you know, a man without purpose is a dangerous man, man. That just leads you to just straight depression. Dude, you got to take the way to ultimately change your fucking life, and what changed my life more than anything is take your ass in the gym. Start literally trying to shape your body, because you the best way to shape your mind is through your body, putting your body through physical adversity and developing mental resilience through that physical adversity, because you got to have mental resilience to be able to push through physical, anything hardly physical. And that's just allowing you to reach a whole other higher level of discipline and fortitude. And one of them, last importantly too, is gratitude. But you have constant gratitude every day, thankful for whatever the hell you got. You're always blessed, and have that pure determination, the burning desire, backed behind divine faith that you're going to get there. And backed behind action, you're going, like, I truly believe, I know I'm going to be, I already know I'm going to be a multimillionaire. I know I'm going to be. But to be honest with you, the reason why I want to be, like, you got to have good intent. I just want to have the power to make a bigger impact. The power to be able to put, you know, like, really fund people's, you know, get people off the streets, get them in jobs or whatever. Be able to, whatever it is, to just to have a wider impact, take care of my family to just to a higher standard. I want to host all the Thanksgivings. I just want to, set the pure fucking example for my family, the ones around me, and make everybody better, and get out of this slave system of the U.S. That's a whole different story. But I hope y'all got some good pointers, good info from this. Like I said, it's all I did whenever during that period. I just didn't doubt. And, like, even after getting choked out and having this other drill sergeant trying to kick me out, whatever, and do some shady shit, whatever, none of that shit fazed me. Unfazed. Actually, I loved it. Everything about it just made me want to go harder. And some of y'all, that's another life lesson there. With all that adversity, some of y'all would have quit. But you got to realize, like, adversity is just another... It's just another avenue to make you stronger. Like, that is that simple. Adversity is just another... It is just an opportunity for you to become more resilient and sharpen yourself to a higher level. It's that simple. Like, take advantage of it and harness that energy, and especially, like, you know, like, you know, Andy Frisella is, or what Tim Grover talks about in the book Relentless, like harnessing your dark side. Those people, those, like, you know, that one drill sergeant, I won't say his name, from 1st Platoon, who was shitting on me and trying to get me removed and all this other shit. He was doing some fuck shit. I'll never forget those words he told me and the look he had in his eye, like I was a piece of shit, piece of scum and everything, and still walking on that board. He actually got drill sergeant of the cycle, and I got DHT, so we're both he was the number one drill sergeant, whatever, and we're both up there together. And I know he hated it being up there with me, because he fucking hated me out of everyone in there. And his words motivated me even more than anything. I won't forget it. I'll tell y'all, if y'all want to hear some more stories about the in-depth details of the fucked up, like, you know, the Drill Sergeant show, whatever, I'll tell y'all that on a different time. Just let me know if you want to hear it in the comments. I hope y'all got good value and information. I just wanted to share that story, like I said, just to show you, you can literally, it's not just people say manifesting, you can literally think your goals and like think it into existence, but it's not that simple. You gotta have a burning desire backed behind divine pure faith that you're going to get there regardless. You are lie to yourself. You have to lie to you, just, it's not even lie, like you just know. You don't even doubt. And then you put the action, the back behind action, it's biblical. What is faith without works? Like, it's literally biblical. You got to have, what is faith without works? You can't achieve shit. If you can have all the burning desire, the faith that you're going to get there, but if you ain't putting in the action, you ain't putting in the work, you ain't going to get shit. So, kind of going all over the place. Hope you love the video. I'm going to take my ass home. Hit that subscribe button. Let me know, type in the comments whatever kind of content you want to like hear. If you want to hear more story times or whatever. I'm still just getting onto this shit. The shit sucks. I'm still getting better, trying to get better editing. I might get an editor in the future. Who knows? We're going to try to make things work regardless. I'm just here. Make an impact. Improve every day. Improvise, adapt, overcome. Shape the ones around you. Iron sharpens iron. Let's go. Let's make people better. Let's change the world every day as we step a foot on the ground. Y'all take it easy. Peace.